WTH.
What the hell?
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 This is the WTH.
The WTH podcast.
Hold on to your butts.
Jason Casey.
Jason Casey.
Kareem Daniels.
Kareem Daniels.
And Nate Darling.
Nate Darling.
From the Darling New Media Studios.
This is the WTH podcast.
Hey there, welcome into another episode of the WTH podcast. If you're watching live on Facebook, hi.
Hello.
Glad to have you in. Feel free to share this with a friend if you enjoy what you're hearing and seeing. By the way, we're both taken, so dial that back a little bit.
Or not.
I mean, I can't blame you for... who could blame you? Really. But we're taken.
Or am I?
Your wife went to bed?
Yep.
Okay. Coming up on the show today, we've got grievances. Plus, Kid Rock has a beef with Oprah. I don't know if she's aware of it, though. And the Duck Dynasty guys are out and about again.
No.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yep. All of that. And more. Let's jump right into it with a little, got a little chit-chat. A little chit-chat to get to. From the state of Maine, where I went to college for a short period of time, and by that I mean a year and a half. No, was it a year and a half? Yeah, it was 3 semesters. 3 semesters of college in Maine, and then I realized that I needed to go somewhere else. Just saying. So, here's the headline from Maine. A man was shot to death by the homemade device he made to protect his home.
Booby trap?
Yeah. A Maine man was killed by the device that he made for the front door of his home. Ronald Sear called 911 Thanksgiving evening and reported he'd been shot. That's according to the Van Buren Police Department. Ronald was 65 when he passed. When officers arrived, they discovered a device on the front door of the man's home that was designed to fire a handgun if anyone attempted to enter. Police found other unknown devices around the house and contacted the state's bomb squad, and after an hours-long investigation, authorities determined that Sear, who later succumbed to his injuries, was hit after an unintentional discharge of one of his homemade devices. That's from the police department. So, let's chat. Let's chit-chat about that for a moment. We've all seen Home Alone.
Just watched it yesterday with my daughter.
This is taking it to a whole new level where you're going to booby trap your house like this. To the point where, the whole point of a booby trap is that you get the bad guys and not that you shoot yourself. I'm just saying that that's weird. First of all, he must not get many visitors.
Probably not.
65. So older gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
Older gentleman. What do you think possesses someone to go ahead and do that? By the way, the population of Van Buren, Maine, 2022. Or 21 now. Say.
Mental illness? That's what causes somebody to do this? Like, if you want to get real about it? Or do you want me to be jokey about it?
I say we go jokey a
Okay.
little bit. little bit jokey on it.
Dude probably is doing lots of drugs. Or hiding drugs.
Could be. By the way, it's right on the Canadian border, about 320 miles from Portland. So it's
way
up.
Oh, this is for the apocalypse then. He's a doomsday prepper. He's prepping things so when he shuts himself off from society, people will blow themselves up coming in their place, shoot themselves up.
But then you got to call 911 to go, hey, shot another one.
But
I mean, this is why the Girl Scouts stopped selling door to door.
exactly. But once it's the apocalypse, it doesn't matter. You're not going to call 911 when the apocalypse
No,
happens.
no, not at all.
Or like whether it's a apocalypse of just nuclear Armageddon or a zombie apocalypse or like World War III, you know, like race riots.
It is way. It
A
is
race war.
dude. It is way up there. So it's north of Caribou, Maine. So I'll zoom out a little more so Jason, you can see. See, this is where you go. It's north of Quebec City. It's north of Quebec City. This Vermont is way down here. I know this doesn't help you watching. I'm sorry.
But no, I mean it's pretty much as far north as you can get.
You are north of. Let me put it this way: he lived north of the vast majority of the population of Canada, because most of the people who live in Canada live within 100 miles of the U.S. border. He is way up in next to northern New Brunswick, and go ahead and pull out a globe.
Yeah.
You won't find it on a globe. Pull out an Atlas and Gazetteer, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Pull out your Rand McNally.
Pull out your National Geographic map.
Pull out your. Oh, you know what you do? You find one of your kids' puzzles there that
Yes.
has the states with the little pegs on them.
Yes.
That has New England all as one thing because
Yes.
it's too small.
Yes.
And you look right up there. It's way up near the top right.
It's very right on the top right.
Yep, way up there. Way up there. That'll give you an idea. Pull that out.
Pull that out.
Pull it out and look.
Pull that out and smoke it.
Helen, come here and look at this. I don't know who Helen is or why she's being called into the room.
What is it, George?
Does this look infected to you?
Oh my God! It looks like New Brunswick. Get it out of here.
By the way, if you, that's how you truly tell love. If someone says, "Hey, come here," and then the next thing they say is, "Does this look infected to you?"
or does this smell?
and they don't immediately just leave.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a couple of
love.
things. It's like, does this look infected? Does this smell? What does this look like? I can't see it.
Oh yeah. Can you reach that for me?
Yeah. Did you get too much sun on your butthole today, honey?
Oh my God, that one. Oh God. You know what? I think I found it.
And now it's time for the airing of the fucking grievances.
All right, Jason. What's blowing sunshine up your skirt these days?
Oh man. So like, there's so many things. I'm trying not to get angry at people or things anymore.
What about places?
But places.
All the nouns.
Everybody. All the nouns.
Nouns, a
People, places,
person,
and
place, or
things.
thing.
But I will say that I'm really upset with the guys that installed then deinstalled the dishwasher at my house.
Oh.
Like, and didn't plug the hole. Like, it didn't tell. Like, my wife says they shouldn't have had to tell you. They should have just put it back, like, so everything worked. Like, they should have left it how they found it. And if they took something and couldn't leave it the way they found it, you know, they should have fixed it before they left. That's what my wife said.
Sure.
And I said, I just wish they would have said something. Like, I don't care about the should-haves and what they were responsible for and what would have been the right thing. But for me, I just wish they would have said, like, hey, don't use your sink. You're going to have to get something from Home Depot.
All right.
Because I could have gone and gotten it from Home Depot right then.
Yeah.
I could have left and gone and, like, not had to deal with, like, a flood the next day. Like, as I'm getting ready to do a turkey for the first time while my family comes to my house for the first time. And then I have a flood to deal with.
Yep.
Oh, man. The fact that I was able to just to roll with it and just get things taken care of and done, like, pretty awesome. I'm pretty proud of myself. I'm proud of my wife for putting up with me. But that's just so fucking upsetting. Like, I don't want these guys to lose their jobs, and I don't want these, like, they seemed nice enough and they're trying to do their job, but like they caused damage to my house, possibly. And it was completely like incompetence. It was like incompetence and like a lack of caring. Like the fact that they didn't test the dishwasher to see if the dishwasher worked before they left. Because if I found out, like, it's like they knew that if I found out that the plug didn't work, I would have said, please give me my old dishwasher back and take the other one since it's not working and get out of here. Like, instead, they just packed everything up and left as quickly as possible before I even thought about it.
Well, yeah, they had things to do. Holidays are coming.
Yeah, no, that's... Oh, my gosh. It was my worst nightmare of exactly what I hoped would not happen. I was like, oh, yeah, we're going to get it. It's going to get delivered on Wednesday. It's going to get installed. And wow. I'll be able to do dishes before people get there and have clean dishes, anyhow. It was just really frustrating. So that was my grievances. But also the resilience of family and being able to get through it. So take that.
There you
Fuck
go. All right. So you briefly mentioned it, and I flashed on it. So apparently there's a new thing being peddled by Instagram influencers. It's called Perineum sunning. And basically it's people who are shining sunshine on their buttholes and their taint.
Hey, get that brown eye little sun.
Now, they can do what they want. I don't care. I'm not being influenced by them.
Yeah, me neither.
Here's the problem. Health.com has to write this. So, perineum sunning is a thing now. Here's why doctors definitely don't want you to try it. So now they've written an article. And here's the other part of that's really irritating to me. Now, because doctors are saying don't do it, a bunch of people are going to want to do it even more. Because what do doctors know?
Bullshit. They're just trying to protect you from getting cancer on your butthole. Can you imagine getting skin cancer on your butthole?
It would be rough.
I mean, like, they would have to burn it off.
I mean, it's probably already tan enough as it is. So.
Well, I mean, you're hoping to bleach it with the sun. Everybody knows if you put anything out in the sun,
well, no.
it bleaches and freshens it up.
No, you tan in the sun.
No, yeah, you would right.
Skin tans in the sun.
It tans, but some people don't tan. Some people just get red.
Right, you burn.
But also, I mean, if it's stained from all the booty juice, that's going to get bleached away. So, I mean, it might be tan, but it's going to bleach away the booty juice.
So, yeah, the same color, but different
reasoning.
inking.
Yeah, and it'll look all more even, too. Like, it won't be darker. Because, like, that's what happens, I think, with the booty juice, is that it just makes it darker.
So the claim from these Instagram peeps is, in a mere 30 seconds of sunlight on your butthole, you'll receive more energy from this electric node than you would in an entire day being outside with your clothes on.
Not gonna lie, I was very energized this morning. My wife woke up and asked what I was doing, and my neighbor was staring at me.
Were you at least working the smoker at the same time?
Of course. I was stoking the fire.
So it started out with 3 dudes, which I hadn't heard about, but as soon as metaphysical Megan shared a photo of herself sunning her taint, the whole thing went viral.
I thought I saw this as a joke, like on an Onion article or something, like 6 or 7 months ago. Like, I feel like I saw something about this, and like I thought I was like about to be like, what the fuck's wrong with people? And then I found out that it was all like on a hoax site, and people weren't really doing it.
Except then people really were.
Oh man.
So the Onion is to blame for all of. See where satire gets you? They say comedy doesn't hurt, but it does.
Yeah. If you've ever been burnt on your butthole.
Yeah. If you've ever singed your taint. You don't want to singe your taint.
I mean, 30 seconds is probably not going to give you butthole cancer.
No, I wouldn't think.
But 30 seconds over 30 years?
Well, if you had a buddy who was using a magnifying glass But
Oh, to get every crevice.
But instead of burning ants, he was magnifying the sun on your butthole.
Yeah, bleaching it out.
Oh, maybe trying to do the nature's laser on your hemorrhoids.
It makes sense. Now that you think about it, that's an ingenious way to do it.
You're welcome.
That's
Nature's laser. That's the name of the show.
Oh, you want to get your butthole sunned? You want to sun your butthole? Well, I'm offering this limited time.
Wasn't that a Soundgarden song?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think it was called Black Butthole Sun. But Black Hole Sun, but it was all about butthole.
It's irritating. I'm just saying. That's my grievance.
That's my hemorrhoid.
All right, we're done with that nonsense.
Oh my goodness.
Speaking of nonsense, you remember Papa John, the guy who used to run the restaurant until the board told him he had to resign because he...
he's a racist?
Well, he claims that he was using the N-word in a conference call to reference something else and that he is not, in fact, racist. So that's his claim.
Okay.
But this has nothing to do with that. He has decided that he is going to do a quality check on the company that he founded, and he's not happy about it.
That's the one thing that I missed.
Controversy cost him his company, his co-workers, and some of his closest friends. But John Schneider says one of his most painful casualties from the Papa John's catastrophe.
If I could have one thing back, I'd put the name back on that stadium. I haven't been to a football game yet. That hurts.
The University of Louisville, University of Kentucky, Ball State, and Purdue all cut ties with Schneider after he used the N-word while on an internal conference call on diversity training. For the first time, he's sharing new details about that call.
Well,
so that reporter pronounced his name differently each time, which is funny.
the conference call was taped. It was secretly taped. That's
Secretly
good for me
taped.
because I didn't say anything that was racist.
In fact, Schneider says he was quoting another famous founder, trying to convey his hatred of racism. He believes that secret recording will reinforce his side of the story.
Sooner or later, the tape's going to come out in public, and people are going to go, "Wow, that's what he said." And so that's what he said. And they're going, "They made this out of that." They know what they did. They know it was a setup. They know this thing's an entire farce.
Schneider believes the people who set him up were part of his circle of trust and were motivated by money.
They wanted to get rid of me because they were watching that $150 million a year in profit. So they wanted, they wanted the money, which is a motivator, and they thought they could run the business better without me. When it finally gets out what they did and what was said, I think my phone's going to ring off the hook, going, "Wow, we made a huge mistake here." If I was them, I would have sat down over a cup of coffee and said, "John, you go or we go."
But instead, Schneider says top Papa John's executives used damaging misinformation to force him out.
I don't think the public buys this nonsense.
I think they do.
I think they do.
I mean, maybe not 53% of Republicans, but I think the rest of the public buys it.
Yeah.
Just
I mean,
saying.
I think you should let the tape come out. Like, really, let's say, like...
Well, he doesn't have it.
Oh.
He doesn't have the tape. He said there's a secret tape
Yeah, about that, buddy.
that will exonerate him.
There's always a secret tape.
Here's the thing about Papa John, and it's not really that important to get to it. He ate 40 pizzas in 30 days, and he's not happy with the quality.
I don't think any of us have been.
Just recently or forever?
Well, anytime that, like, the pizza comes with its own sauce and, like, pepperoncinis on top of it, like, should tell you that if the pizza comes having to be dipped. I'm not down on people that want to dip their pizzas. Like,
Sure.
there's a lot of people that want to do that. But if every pizza comes with its own dip, then something going on. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Oh, I know what you mean.
That's all.
I get what you're saying.
Like, I don't know. And I feel like their crust has always been kind of like too doughy, you know, like they're not my favorite.
Okay. Well, sometimes you just don't choose. You just grab what you can get. And in Arizona, a felon there is back behind bars after being arrested on grand theft burrito. According to investigators, Timothy Bell approached a man on a Phoenix street and took that person's property by force while making threatening statements. The stolen property, the felony complaint states, was a burrito of a value of less than $1,000.
How's that a felony then?
Well, it's the threat. It's the threat. After having his burritos stolen, the victim called 911 and followed Bell until police located the ex-con and arrested him on a downtown Phoenix street around 8:40 p.m. Bell's listed as a transient in court records. He was found in possession of a wrapper from a burrito he stole. He was booked into the Maricopa County Jail on felony robbery charge, for which no bond has been set. He's scheduled to be arraigned on December 6th at Superior Court. His rap sheet includes 2 separate state prison terms and convictions for weapons possession, disorderly conduct, trespassing, and narcotics possession. He's currently on probation in connection with a 2015 conviction for misconduct involving weapons, a felony for which he served nearly 3 years in custody. So he seems like a nice guy. Seems like a nice guy. That's what I'm saying.
Dude, if you have a burrito and you haven't eaten it yet, and a homeless guy comes up to you wanting your burrito,
Why should he have my fucking burrito?
just give it to him, bro.
Why? Why? I just want to play devil's advocate here for a minute. Because, by the way,
here's the thing. If
just because I haven't eaten it yet doesn't mean I'm not hungry. It doesn't mean I've got plenty of money for another burrito.
And here's what I'll say about having a burrito. If you give up your burrito, then you really didn't love it enough. So the guy took it from him. If the guy was going to end up giving it to him, then you might as well just giving it to him.
Well, he didn't want to give it to him. That's what I'm saying.
But he did.
He didn't want to.
Yeah, well, you die for your fucking... I don't know about you, bro, but us here in fucking California, when you have a burrito, that's a pretty fucking big deal, and it's a commitment, and you love that burrito until you finish that burrito.
Well, this happened in Arizona. So.
Right. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, Arizonans, whatever, but
they do their thing. But
you got to eat you got to protect, love, honor, eat your burrito.
Obey. Yeah, you obey your burrito the next day. You're like, oh, God. Whatever you say, burrito.
Oh, man.
I'm so sorry, burrito.
There's really nothing like a nice, amazing carne asada burrito. Like, I love, just with some onions and steak with some pico de gallo. Maybe, if you want to add some cheese or some sour cream with the guacamole.
Okay.
Oh, man.
All right.
Fuck you.
Hey, man, you like what you like. That's all good.
A burrito is a special
good.
thing, and you take it and you put it someplace safe, and you don't let anybody get it. Unless you want to give it to somebody, you can always get, there's nothing like giving a burrito to somebody. Like, every time you give away a burrito,
an angel gets its wings.
Or gets his green card.
Oh. Every time you give away a burrito, on hell gets his green card. Is that what you're saying? That's racist. Nice job, Jason. I thought more of you than that. So, going back, since we're in the food section here for a second. So, a few weeks ago, my wife said, I want you to watch something. I want you to watch this documentary. And it's on Netflix. I forget what it's called. But it is a documentary about what eating meat does to you. And breaking down the myth with athletes that you need to eat meat to get the protein required for optimal performance. That was really the focus.
Was it Forks Over Knives?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I don't believe that's what it was. But anyway, it was a very interesting documentary. It was very well done. It made its points very well. It had scientific displays of like blood tests and so on and so forth. Like when one section they had these 3 guys and they gave them so one guy was a vegetarian already. So he got a veggie burrito. The other 2 got burritos with meat with them, and they tested their blood. And when they test the blood, you could see how cloudy it was. Now, the vegetarian's blood was relatively clear, which meant everything flowed through it. There wasn't any quote-unquote junk in it. The other 2 guys, it was much thicker and messy. The next day, they gave them all veggie burritos with, the fake meat and tested all their blood. And their blood all tested. It all looked like that clearer blood from the vegetarian from the day before. And it was very interesting because there's all of the scientific stuff like that. So my wife asked me, she said, do you think you could go vegetarian? And I said, I don't think I can. because I like meat. My argument for eating meat isn't that I need the protein. My argument for eating meat is I like meat. You know?
Yeah.
You're not taking my meat away from it. Anyway, I, with an open mind, have begun trying meat substitutes. And I have found a cheese, in quotation marks, that is mozzarella style, made from almonds. No, it's actually made from almonds, so I don't need to use air quotes for that one. So that, I've been using that instead of cheese.
Oh, okay.
I haven't tried it yet, but we bought some oat milk.
I like oat milk.
Haven't had it, so we'll see how that goes. And I have, on a couple of occasions now, purchased Beyond Burger.
Wow.
The Beyond Burger. And there's a way to cook it where it's not, and it doesn't taste like a hamburger. It doesn't. It tastes a little bit different. It's fine. It's fine. But it doesn't, you can't come around and go, it tastes just like hamburger. It doesn't. Maybe it does if you slather your hamburger with ketchup, mustard, mayo, have lettuce, pickles, tomatoes, because that's all you taste is that, because you never actually taste your hamburger. Someone who eats a hamburger with almost nothing on it, maybe some cheese, maybe some hot sauce, I know what a burger tastes like. And this is not the same thing. The texture is different, the flavor is different, and that's fine.
Well, you're not a sauce or dipping guy, so like you would, more than anybody else, would understand and tell the difference between, because you like to eat stuff plain.
For the most part, yeah. And I use hot sauce. Sometimes
Right.
I'll use barbecue sauce, but
primarily, like you don't eat it. Like
no, I don't. I eat it plain, maybe with some cheese and maybe a little bit of hot sauce. Yeah. So you do absolutely taste all of the flavor, and that also means you can taste if it's not good. Like if somebody's like, "Oh, I got sick after eating this," it's like, yeah, because you put so much stuff on it, you couldn't taste if it was bad or not.
Yeah.
So anyway, the goal is, and this is my personal goal, and because I still don't think that at this point it's reasonable for me to say, yeah, I'm going to go vegetarian. Mm-hmm. Is that I'm going to start out by looking to replace 3 meals a week with strictly plant-based stuff.
Oh.
And we're almost there already. How's that for a revelation?
Wow.
Plant-based. Now, I do have a pork roast in the fridge that I made in the crock pot. It's really fucking delicious. I'm just saying.
Is it like a Mississippi style one?
No, I cook it in the crock pot with some beer and some spices and stuff like that. Okay. And yeah, it's fantastic. And of course, I mentioned that we went to a steak dinner where I had bison.
Yeah.
So I'm not eating meat. It's just, all right, let's look at this. How can I reasonably go ahead and replace animal products with plant-based stuff, and even just replacing the cheese with this stuff that's made with almonds is a step to doing that.
It is a step.
Is it the right step? I don't know. But it will allegedly make me healthier. It will allegedly help the planet function better because of the amount of space set aside for certain types of agriculture, et cetera, et cetera. But then again, romaine lettuce is killing people, so who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? So how about that? Was that a revelation you were expecting?
That's a revelation. It's not what I was expecting. I am. Anytime I hear about a movie like this or something of this nature, my ears always perk up, and I always get very like, I need to see where all their research is coming from and what studies they're using.
Sure.
Because that's my wife's influence on me now.
Of course.
It's like, let me see what's really going on here. So when I say I need to do research on it, then I'm just going to say something to my wife, and she'll look into it.
Well, Arnold Schwarzenegger is in it, so.
Yeah, but fuck that guy.
It's called Game Changers.
Game Changers.
The Game Changers on Netflix.
Okay.
It's the website is gamechangersmovie.com. So go ahead and take a look at it.
Take a look at it.
But here's my thing. I'm not saying I'm going to go, oh my God, I saw that movie and I'm going to. No, But
Right.
But to take 3 of my meals a week and go, you know what? I'm going to instead of buying ground beef, I'm going to buy the Beyond Burger.
Yeah.
And whenever the Impossible Burger is available around here, we'll try that too, and I'll use that. And if I'm happy with it, great.
I've told my wife numerous times that if she decided that she wanted to go plant-based or vegan, then I would definitely be down for it.
So what would you use the smoker for then? Just smoke some cabbage back there?
I would probably stop smoking stuff.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I mean I can still barbecue a number of things.
Why would you stop smoking? Gotta keep smoking.
Gotta keep smoking. Smoke some cheeses. Oh wait, no.
Some vegan cheese. Some vegan cheese.
Vegan cheese.
By the way, the stuff that's the mozzarella style, that's what they sell, the mozzarella style. There is a milk protein in their process. So it probably doesn't qualify as vegan, and I don't care. But that's all there is, and that's sort of it is. And it doesn't taste like mozzarella, but the texture is right.
So there's a woman in this region, I know this because my boss is vegan, like plant-based, that sells this cheese. I think she's at the farmer's market, at the one in Southside. But you might have to find her. But she has the most amazing, all the other types of cheeses that you can imagine. Like if you like cheddar cheese, she has a cheddar cheese that tastes like cheddar cheese, but it's
how does it melt? Because that's all I care about. How does it melt?
Yeah,
I'm not going to snack on cubes of vegan cheese.
I know, I get it. I don't know, man.
It's also not cheese.
It's not cheese.
It's not cheese. It's something else, and that's fine.
Usually.
Cashews, almonds, whatever it might be. Anyway, so mention the Duck Dynasty stars. They've turned up. They're now they're conservative pundits, and they have praised Donald Trump's evolution as a Christian, despite his allegedly tough background. Now, Phil, the patriarch, it should be noted, has had issues with substance abuse in the past that he overcame with the help of Jesus. Now, during an episode of Blaze TV's Unashamed podcast, the Robertsons discussed Phil Robertson's speech at the Trump rally on November 7th in Monroe, Louisiana, where Phil told the crowd, if you're pro-God and pro-America and pro-gun and pro-duck hunting, that's all I want. Al Robertson said Trump had his 4th conversation with his father since 2016 at the rally. Al Robertson and the Robertsons met Trump for the first time at an event in Washington just to shake his hand, and Trump was more like, yeah, I love this guy. He stays at our hotels. But Al Robertson said the second time Trump met Phil Robertson, it was different. The second time you actually shared the gospel with him, and that was right before he got elected. And then the third time, he called to congratulate you on your book, and in a conversation, he said, Phil, you're one of the wisest men in America. Remember when he said that? So when he said that about Dad, so he's seen that and he's realized, so this conversation you had with him at the rally was the 4th conversation. That showed us he's not anti-God.
Sorry, I just had to clean my ear out to make sure I was hearing what I was hearing.
Let's take a listen.
And by the way, just so the audience know, this is the 3rd, it's actually the 4th conversation since 2016 that Dad has had. The first 2, Trump was not president yet. And so we met him in D.C. at an event, and that was just to shake his hand. And Trump was more like, yeah, I love this guy. He stays at our hotels. Remember, that was just real topical. And then the second time, you actually shared the gospel with him. That was right before he got elected. And there was this huge hog in front of me. He called you to congratulate you on your book. And in that conversation, as you said this, he said, Phil, you're one of the wisest men in America. Remember when he said that? That's what he said about that. So he has seen that and realized. So the conversation you had with him at the rally was the 4th conversation.
That showed us that he's not anti-God.
That's exactly right.
Well, right. And
Come out of a tough background.
He's evolving in the right direction.
And like I said, I know his sons, especially Donald Trump Jr. I mean, we've had many conversations. We're going back and forth on the phone while the president was speaking, because Trump Jr. said, hey, did you talk to Dad? And I was like, well, I sent the other members of my family, but it's fine. We're all good. He's like, what's he talking about?
Oh, no, the crickets have overcome them.
Oh, man, I feel dumber just listening to that. No, I shouldn't say that.
No, you shouldn't.
I get that they have their religious beliefs.
And I have no problem with with their religious beliefs until they impinge on other people's rights. The idea, I don't think Donald Trump has ever been anti-religion. So the argument that he has not been someone who has behaved in a Christ-like manner. He has not been someone who has behaved in a charitable fashion. He has exhibited behavior that is some would call unchristian in his business dealings and other things like that. But no one has ever said that he was anti-God. I don't think he would put that much energy toward that.
Yeah,
because there's no benefit to him to put that much energy toward that. So the idea that he was anti-God and suddenly he's turned a corner just comes from a place of, where is that even coming from?
Oh, it's coming from their own story in their own head.
Right. They've made up this story that, oh, well, because he was a sinner, he was anti-God. Oh, sorry, my brain went into...
Yeah.
Whew. Pause attraction had to lock up there.
Happens, bro.
Wow. And you know what? I used to watch that Duck Dynasty show, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the hell out of it. And at times I'm like, why did I do that? And it's like, no, there's no reason for me to feel bad about watching Duck Dynasty. I enjoyed it for what it was. It was fun.
It was fun for you.
There was nothing wrong with it. And for the most part, like everybody else, even the most terrible people have aspects of what they do that there's some good in. There's no such thing as that 100% evil. That doesn't, except maybe Stephen Miller. I kid.
No. Oh
man. There is, I mean, everybody has that something where if you talk to somebody, they'll go, oh no, you don't know them. They're really great. And for that other person, they are really great because that's what they see of them. And of course, a reality show that's edited a certain way is going to, it's set up to present people in a certain way. So that's just how it is. But yeah, I mean, what an interesting pairing. I mean, the only thing they really have in common is they are all rich.
That's what they got.
And I think that's really the big thing that goes with that. All right, so Kid Rock. He's got some sort of beef against Oprah. He went on a rant about Oprah on stage, and TMZ has it.
I'm not a bad guy. I'm just an honest guy that says, hey, I like Oprah Winfrey or Joy Behar. They can suck dick sideways. Sorry, Mom.
Mental breakdown.
Hey, you're fucking racist. I'm like, you're fucking weird.
Oh my God!
And you call.
Oh my God, indeed.
Is he freaking out on stage right now? Like
he's rambling. It's this woman in the audience.
She's like, he's having a breakdown right now. Is that what she said?
Yeah. So he went on a tirade. It was a little hard to hear at his own honky tonk bar in Nashville. He was a little overserved. He was intoxicated. He blasted Oprah from the stage, saying "fuck Oprah" and other vulgarities that TMZ wouldn't repeat.
Fuck Oprah and Joy Behar. They can both suck dicks sideways.
Yeah. Yep. He goes on to attack Joy Behar and Kathy Lee Gifford. No idea why he went after Kathy Lee Gifford.
She hasn't been on the air for like a decade. Like, she hasn't been on the air for...
She was on that 4th hour of the Today Show drinking wine with Hoda, but I mean, she would have nothing to do with any of that. Anyway.
What the fuck?
So when Mr. Rock, who by the way does hang out at the White House with our president, explained it when he sobered up. He said, my people tried to get me to do the Oprah Winfrey Show years ago, and her people wanted me to write down 5 reasons why I loved her and her show. And then he, for whatever reason, in the middle of the tweet, there's a rainbow flag. And he said, I said, fuck that and her. End of story.
I don't understand. Like, there's nothing. You asked to go on her show, bro.
Look, and if you want to come on the WTH podcast, I'm going to need more than 5 reasons why you love me. I need 6.
He needs 6.
I need 6.
That's it.
It will fill the hole in my soul.
But then you can come on the show.
Yeah, then you get to come on the show. So that's why Kid Rock went on a rampage.
Man.
I mean, it's good to see that. Here's the thing.
He was drunk. Yeah.
Right, but this happened over 5 years ago, and you're still mad?
Yeah.
You're still mad. I get you're mad. I mean, I understand holding on to anger. Trust me. But, I mean, you're Kid Rock. You got plenty of money. You got your own honky-tonk. You get to go to the White House. You get to play golf with Trump.
Sounds like your life's great, bro.
You get to rhyme things with things in a song, and it's a hit. And you're mad about something that happened 5 years ago?
Well, and Oprah Winfrey, like, that was more than 5 years ago.
Yeah, because Oprah's been off the air for that long.
Like 2 decades almost. Like,
no,
since the mid-90s, mid-double aughts, like 2006, 2007, maybe.
Oprah was, I think she went off the air in 2009.
Okay.
And on that, the original
a decade.
Oprah. Yeah.
A fucking decade. I wonder if he was drinking some Bow. What was that stuff called?
Bow Chicka Bow.
That whiskey.
Bow Witcha Bow, Badang Dang.
Badingy Bitty.
Yeah, it went off the air May of 2011. So, anywho, let's wrap this thing up.
Let's wrap it.
Let's leave the
Wrap it up.
hustle and bustle for small town news.
Alrighty, let's go to the Northeast Kingdom of Vermont, where I hail from and ran away from. It's a follow-up story.
Oh.
Yep. Headline: Petition to force public vote on Newport's ATV ordinance. That's right. On Tuesday, a group calling itself Fight Back 05855. That's the zip for Newport, by the way.
Got it.
Submitted a petition opposing the recently passed ATV ordinance that would allow ATVs on select routes in Newport City from mid-May until October. Per state guidelines regarding municipal ordinances, the city must hold a public vote within 60 days after a valid petition is submitted. Newport City resident Amy Gillespie, the chief organizer of the group, says the petition is a way to allow the community to have a say as to whether the ATV ordinance gets voted in, or voted down. Said the media has misrepresented us as anti-ATV fun haters, and that just isn't valid. I'm personally just hoping that everyone can work together eventually to create a safer plan for us all. Sounds like you hate fun.
Yeah, why do you want to take our ATVs away? Next thing you want to take our guns.
And our flags. The group says the petition signatures were gathered by dedicated people with varying backgrounds, concerns, and beliefs. They work together canvassing neighborhoods, collecting signatures at recycling centers, craft fairs, and on social media. Gillespie said she believes the community wasn't included in the real discussion and planning process for the ATV routes, nor was the city council. Said they refused to consider any suggestions made by city residents and dismissed safety concerns. According to Borderline Ridge Riders Facebook group, they just started discussions with the city in July, behind closed doors. Excuse me. That's terrible. The mayor and city manager have defended their actions and have offered neither compromise nor transparency in the process.
What?
According to Gillespie, this could have easily been a win-win for the community and the ATV clubs alike. She says there are alternative ATV routes that are far safer for members of the community. Ah, I see. I got it. Amy doesn't want them going by her house. No one involved in the planning has responded to my request of information they use to determine their version of the safest, most beneficial, and least intrusive routes. Fight Back 05855 says they are encouraging all Newport residents to get registered to vote and exercise their democratic rights. Make that ATV route go away from Amy's house.
Yeah, just make it go. No, keep it in front of her house.
I mean, or hear me out for a second. Maybe you don't need to ride four-wheelers through the city streets.
That doesn't sound too... it sounds like a good idea. Let's do that.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't live there anymore. Not my pig, not my farm.
Yeah, I don't care.
By the way, so that's it for small town news. By the way, if you enjoy humor, funny humor, and you have Hulu, watch Letterkenny.
Oh my god.
There's cursing, but it's funny.
Every time.
Look, Kareem watched it he goes, I'll watch it just to shut him up and say I watched it as I fall asleep. He stayed up for 3 hours watching Letterkenny.
I don't have that type of time, bro.
It's a half-hour show. You've got that kind of time. And your kids are young enough, they won't catch on to the
still
swearing.
have to watch Big Mouth. My brother's trying to get me to watch Big Mouth. Ugh.
What is that?
It's a Netflix show that's supposed to be funny.
I highly doubt that.
It's one of their animated ones, so it has a much better chance. I love BoJack Horseman.
That's fine. I like BoJack Horseman, too.
Okay.
That's fine. It's fine.
They have so many of them.
Okay.
All right. Letterkenny.
Letterkenny.
I'll try it.
Try it.
I'll try it once.
If you don't like it, your money back.
Wow. Well, shit. I have Hulu Plus. So.
Well, I'm not paying for Hulu Plus. I'm just saying you get the money back that I'm paying you for this.
I see.
Which is not.
Look,
I'm trying to expand your horizons.
I get it. Thanks, Nate.
You'll learn some Canadian things that you didn't know.
Everything that I know about Canadians, I learned from either you or South Park.
There you go. And South Park is not as accurate as you might think.
Oh, come on.
Their heads do not split like that.
They have beady little eyes and their heads flap around all over the place. And they like to fart in each other.
And, well, in Celine Dion. I will say this. Don't be a degen from upcountry. Watch Letterkenny.
All right.
Yeah, do it. All right. Hey, that's it for us. Thanks for joining us. Have a great few days. Back with more next time. See ya. Bye. I'm waving. Bye.